Welcome back to Spotlight Over the City, you guys. And guess what?
What?
We got us a +1 in the building.
Yes, we do.
Certified. And guess what?
What?
This is a great show.
It is a great show. As a matter of fact, it is so great that I need you all to share it. How about that?
Please
For those of you who
share
are watching
the
on
show,
Facebook,
share the show. Tom, I see you.
If you're watching
Everybody
on our
this
YouTube channel, thank you. And
Thank
make sure
you
you
much.
have subscribed.
All our YouTubes.
But share the YouTube link.
Yes.
If you're watching on Instagram, wherever you're watching it, share the show, please. Thank you very much.
So without further ado,
we
have our next guest in the building.
next guest in the building. She has been in the studio waiting so patiently, looking real good.
And fabulous.
I love boss ladies, though, and that's why I love this lady coming up. I love boss women. I love celebrating black women. We are really Black girl magic, and
you guys are black girl magic. I will say that, and I love it.
You exemplify black girl magic, as well as Tiffany, as well as the young lady coming up at the end of the show. So, yeah, shout out to all of us black women.
You black girl magics.
Yeah.
I appreciate you
and
guys.
And this young lady is pushing two narratives. The first is a cycle of generational wealth, and the second,
that's beautiful,
black equity in real estate. Y'all give it up now for Leisel.
Put them hands together. Let me tell you something. Both of those titles are amazing in itself. I'm a real estate lover, so that's a plus.
Yeah, the first is a cycle of generational wealth. That right there alone, even if that was the only thing
Sounding
you was
good.
doing. So welcome to Spotlight Over the City, honey.
Thank you for having me. You know, I'm excited.
I'm excited to have you. Yeah. And we're going to talk about this generational wealth thing. We're going to definitely push that because I love that. I'm Black Wall Street president. And so because of that, I love to put together the Black Wealth thing and talk about it any chance we get on this platform. So
that's right.
Welcome aboard. And let's get right into it.
Yeah, so, those of you all who were listening at the beginning of the show, she is a powerhouse real estate broker, right? And one of the notes that I have, Leisel, that we can kick it off with is approximately 5% of real estate agents are black.
Yes.
Only 5%. And imagine how this impacts black home ownership, neighborhoods, and generational wealth. Let's talk about it.
Oh, we definitely going to talk about it. And that's why I'm here, you know, to let people know. I think the stigma comes from a lot of people, especially like in my parents' generation or before, don't realize that they can own homes. And what's happening with our generation is that we're taking it a step further and we're starting to educate people, particularly black people, that home ownership is possible. Even with some of the couples or the single people that I work with, when I share with them the process, hold their hand, tell them what they need to do, they're like, okay, I did not know because my parents did not educate me. Like I was even talking to a buyer yesterday, and she's 35 years old, and she's the first person in her family to ever buy a home.
Oh, wow.
The first.
First.
The first. Everyone else is in rental properties, apartments, living in mama basement. She is the first out of all the generations to buy a home.
Listen,
but that's impressive because that's
impressive.
Breaking curses and starting something new. And so we need to teach the public how to do more of that. So for that person who says to you, I can't afford to buy a home, how do you change that narrative?
First question I ask is, how do you know you can't afford to buy a home?
Yes.
Who have you spoken to that told you that you can't afford to buy a home? And then they're like, well, I just thought. People just assume without getting, the right information for what they need to do to buy a home. So once we have that conversation and I realize that's just something in their head because, their parents never owned a home, I'm like, all right, let's start having a conversation. So the first step I do is, let's talk to a lender. So I go with them and I sit down with one of our preferred lenders and have them have a conversation with, this is the first step in what you need to do to buy a home. And I mean, that is what you just said is a regular conversation that I have where people are like, I don't know if I can buy a home. In fact, 2 weeks ago, one of my clients was telling me that, and now she's out looking at a home. She didn't realize her credit score was 690. She got pre-approved to buy a home for $400,000, and she's out there looking where in her head she just didn't think she could buy.
So.
Yeah, because once again, nobody in her family had one, or she never had the conversation, and she was never educated about these are the steps to find out what you need to do to actually purchase a home.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, so we all know the difference between a real estate broker
Okay.
versus an agent, but we did get a question in about that. So can you explain to those who don't know, you're a real estate broker.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the difference between that and a real estate agent?
The difference is, as a real estate broker, I have to take, let me back up. A real estate agent, to become a real estate agent, right? You have to take 60 hours of pre-licensing course, then pass a national test and a state exam.
Which is hard as hell.
Which is hard as hell. But luckily, I'm a nerd, so I passed on the first try, both exams. I'm a super nerd.
Well, let's put our hands together. I'll have to put the hands together. Let me tell you something. Well, it took me 5 times, right? And they told me they was going to send me my certificate back if I didn't pass on that. Yes.
Yes.
And so it's not easy. It's definitely
But I
not easy.
sacrificed, though, because I had a baby and I had no choice. My thing was one and done when I took the test.
Gotcha.
So I had no choice. And then in order to become a real estate broker, you have to practice. Well, each state has different requirements, so I'll just focus on Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
You have to practice for an additional 3 years straight without, taking a break or an active.
Once you're licensed.
Exactly.
As an agent.
Once you're licensed as an agent, yes. And then in addition to the 3 years, you have to take an additional 140 hours, another broker course for 140 hours.
Wow.
And then take another national and state exam again to
Yes.
become a broker. So that's the difference.
So they've made it a little more difficult now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so,
And-
go ahead.
I was going to say, the only thing with becoming a broker is that you can actually open your own real estate brokerage. That's the difference there as well.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
You
So
can open your-
what they're doing is securing they trying to make sure you have enough experience in those first 3 years
Exactly.
to be on your own and stand.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it is, because you'll also be responsible for training new agents if they decide to join your brokerage as well.
So is that your goal, to open a brokerage?
I
Or
have
you
my
already-
own brokerage.
You say goals. What you say? Goals met. Goals met.
I knew
Goals
I
met.
was-
Goals
see?
met. And
But
so
yes.
congratulations
Thank
on
you.
having your own brokerage.
Yes.
So how long have you had your own brokerage?
I was going to be very transparent. We literally just opened our doors in gorgeous Prince George's County on October 1st, 2021.
Hey,
Yes.
hey, clap it up, clap it up. Hey, that's humongous.
Yes.
So you fresh out the door.
Fresh out the door as a broker.
Wow.
And so are you guys going to deal with any investment property at all?
We actually do deal with investment properties. So currently, we already have 25 agents that have joined us on this journey, which
That
I'm
is
super
lit.
excited. Yeah, I'm super excited. And one of the things you said earlier, I definitely want to bring it up, where you said people don't realize in order to be successful, you have to bring other people along with you.
Yes.
And actually, that's one of the pillars and the culture, creating in my brokerage. I don't know if you're familiar with the African proverb Ubuntu, because that means I'm successful because you are successful.
No, but I love
no,
it.
I love
Yeah,
that.
see?
Say that for me.
Ubuntu. My accent is kicking in. I'm from
Yeah,
Trinidad.
put it all the way in there.
Yeah.
Though. Put the accent on it.
Ubuntu,
Yeah.
Ubuntu, and it's an African proverb that means I am successful because
Because
you
you are
are
successful.
And that has
it.
really been the case, because prior to becoming a broker, and I'm going into my background a little bit, I ran a successful real estate agent team, right? And my team has been very successful because I personally coached and trained them. They were all brand new agents when they started with me 3 years ago. And because they gave me the opportunity to train them, and now they have amazing businesses, that's how I was able to pivot and be able to start my own brokerage, because now I have some powerful agents.
team.
And now, a team. And I am successful because they are
I
successful.
love this
Hey.
so
I have
much,
to give them
Leisel.
props. Yes.
Yes. So
It's
so
a
we got
mindset. It's a successful
Yeah.
mindset.
another question came in. How do you select your preferred lenders?
How I select. Oh,
Very important.
Yeah.
Great question. So for me, it's based on experience and relationships. So the preferred lenders that are in my brokerage, I've been working with them since I started my career back in 2012.
Love it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so for me, that's what has worked
You
for
built
me.
relationships.
I built relationships, and now I trust them to get the job done.
Yeah.
And well, now with a brokerage, I do have new lenders coming to me, but now I'm going through an interview process because I don't want to just expose the agents in my brokerage to any and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And also,
Understood.
I also want to work with lenders who are focused on helping our people
Yes.
gain wealth.
Yes.
So that's something else as well I tend
Yes.
to look at. I mean, I shouldn't be saying it.
No, you should be saying it.
But I want to keep
No,
it
that's
real.
very important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's very
I
important.
want to keep
important.
it real. I definitely promote that in my brokerage because I want to see us win. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And
I
and
love
I
it.
wanted to be unapologetic because this is something that we owe each other. Like we really
You have to
owe
look
it
to
to
for
each
each
other
other.
as a
Yes.
community to
Yes,
pull
we
in
do.
and make and close the gap. We owe it to each other because who else but us?
Who
Yeah.
else?
Right.
And a
So-
funny story I have for you, and I'm not going to say her name because she might kill me. I have a lender. She's my newest lender that just joined. She's a woman. She's also a powerhouse. I'm just going to say her
Yes.
first name, Candace, because I want to
Okay.
give
Hey,
Candace a shout.
Candace.
Shout out
I
to
wanna give
Candace.
Yes. And she actually came to me from another lending company, and she was telling me everything that she can do for us. And I looked at her, and I was like, so what are your goals? You know, I started interviewing her, and she started talking. And I was like, well, you know what? I have an opportunity in my office. I want you to join us because I need to have more. And this is for my girl over here, us power women handling the loans.
Well, let me get back. But I
Yes.
like it though.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you know, she actually broke down and cried because she said she was struggling in her current company because they weren't supporting us. So she was happy to have the opportunity where now she's come on board and she's getting all the support that she needs to help as a woman, a black woman, and also to help out people out there, you know,
I love it.
gain generational
Yes.
wealth.
I
So-
love it.
I do. I love it. So this is an off the path question,
Sure.
but you know, since you're into real estate and brokerage, and you're a black woman, have you checked out Selling Tampa with the black women down there in Tampa, Allure Realty? Have
Yes,
you checked
I
that
did.
show out?
I saw the show.
Yeah. So
It's
is
a
that really
powerhouse show,
is
right?
that really how brokerages work?
Absolutely not.
No.
That's
fluff.
just
That's some
TV.
fluff. Yeah,
They
that's
just
fluff.
show the glamorous part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Real estate is work.
Yes, it
You know,
is.
it is. And even though there's shows, every television show makes it look glamorous. I mean, at times it is. But real estate is work. People don't realize what happens behind the scenes. We have couples who can't get a loan for a house and they're breaking down crying because they can't close on the home that they've dreamed of.
Right.
Or we have someone who didn't listen to their lender and they went and bought a car before closing.
Or
and
went
it's
and
like-
bought furniture for the house that they not
Exactly.
going to qualify since they just went over the debt,
Exactly.
the income to debt ratio.
Oh, we have
That
a-
kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then even a situation I have, but my husband is also my business partner,
That's
where
a
the
plus.
day before closing, his client died unexpectedly.
Man.
You know, so it's a lot of stuff that happens
Yeah.
that people. I mean, we've had our own personal situation. We also used to flip houses. We had a situation where a car ran into the back of our house. I mean, it's
Of all things, right?
So a car flipped the house for you.
Basically, thank you.
And so, not to get off, I want to touch on this real quick. I don't mean to interrupt, but
No.
this is something that's a lot of people been asking about prior even to the show. When you have a first-time home buyer and they have what we call social credit, maybe 620, 640, do you have programs to get them in as a first-time home buyer? And should I ask how low possibly could that score be?
Actually, that credit score works.
That works?
620,
620,
640. Yep, because they can qualify for first-time home buyer programs. I'll be specific, in Maryland.
In Maryland.
Yes, in Maryland.
I got you.
There are many programs that first-time home buyers can take advantage of with a 620, 640 credit score.
Got you.
However, the only thing we also have to consider is just debt-to-income ratios and all
Got
that
you. Right.
stuff. But at least that's step one. You have the credit. The rest of the stuff we
Right.
can fix.
Do you have preferred people that you work with for credit repair?
Absolutely. I have two amazing vendors.
Okay.
Oh gosh, they're both women. I just realized that I have a bunch of women on my
So
team.
y'all not letting no men in. Now wait a
Around
minute
the
now.
world.
They not letting none of the homies in. You see how they do? We want to get some money too now. Let us get a bag too.
Of course, we want you to, but I mean, just talking to you, I didn't realize.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
So
though.
yes, we do have people that you can work with to help you with your credit if you're just below that 620 credit score and you need
Okay,
to bring
good.
it up a little
So
bit.
what is the ideal credit score to have where you would be like, you good, come
You
on,
good
let's
money.
go.
What we consider A
Ideal.
or B paper, some good paper.
I would say probably 650.
Okay,
Yeah.
650 and up.
Yeah, 650
Okay.
and up. But
All
at
right.
least you still know 620, 640
Will
can,
work.
It's
yeah,
doable,
still do it.
yeah, but
Okay.
650 and up, you in the money.
So
Okay.
680, you real good.
You
680,
excellent.
okay, that's
Okay.
not
We
Yeah.
going
bad.
to the table with 680.
Okay,
We
and
went
so
to
if
the
your
table.
credit score is in the 500s, the upper 500s, you can have them work with one of your credit repair specialists to get them in the 600s, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And then another program just rolled out, a new rent-to-own program. I'm not sure if many have heard about it. But actually, Will Smith, which I think is amazing, and Jay-Z just partnered up because they want to promote more Black home ownership, where
That's beautiful.
they've rolled out a new rent-to-own program, and you have to have a minimum credit score of 550 to.
Oh,
Yes.
that's
What's-
beautiful.
Is there a name for that program? If people are listening now
They
and they
can
want to know
contact
what
you,
is
right?
that?
They can contact
Contact
the-
Leisel,
This
y'all.
is why
Yes,
you on this
yes, that's why I'm on
platform,
this
so they
platform,
can
yes.
contact you, and you can let them know exactly how that goes.
Exactly, because they want to work, the program wants the agents to contact the program directly because they want to make sure that people are properly educated on how this program works. But
I
yes,
love
the
it.
550 can get you in there as
So
well.
shout out to Jay and who else?
I
is
love
it?
Will Smith.
And Will Smith. When I
Yes.
say that's very important, because a lot of people are in that apartment status just because of the credit. They may make a decent salary, but they can't afford maybe to put down that large down payment because of the
Exactly.
credit situation and the whole nine.
And once it comes back to what you said, they are successful because they're helping other
Other
become
people.
successful. So it's a full circle with what
Yep.
they're doing, and
I
I think
love
that's
what you're doing.
amazing.
I
Yeah.
love
love
what
it.
you guys
Yeah.
are doing at your realty. It's a beautiful situation, and that program is very needed.
It
Very,
is.
very needed.
It's making a whole amount of difference. It just rolled out 2 months ago.
2 months ago.
And clients we couldn't get approved to buy a home, we're now getting them qualified for this program, and they're out looking at houses. So
love it.
we're making a dent.
We're making yes.
We're
I
making
So
love
it.
it,
I
y'all.
know that
love
black
it.
people,
I
we
love
grew
it.
up thinking that cash was king, but credit really
No.
is king. Like if you have
Man, I'd
credit,
rather have good
you
credit than
can
a
leverage
money in the bank.
other people's
Absolutely.
money
Yep.
with credit, not
Yep.
your money. So
That's
you're
right.
supposed to hold on to your money and leverage
Absolutely.
OPM, other people's money. Thank
Yep.
you so much for
No,
that valuable
thank
information.
Leisel, thank you so much. and
Thank
how
you.
can, before we let you go, I want you to take this opportunity. I want people to know how they can follow you, how they
Okay.
can support you, all of that. Give out all your information.
So I
Yes.
can be on Instagram, and my name is Leisel _tailormade_broker. And
Spell
how-
Leisel, because some people might
Yeah,
get
can
that
we get it
wrong.
on the screen too,
Sure.
please?
LEIS as in Sam EL.
L-E-I, y'all, like diesel.
Yep.
No,
LEIS.
diesel is the D-I-E.
But you're close.
Babe?
LEI.
Let her do it, babe.
LEI.
Let her do it.
So LEISEL _tailormade as my last name Taylor, and made
Tailor Made.
MADE _broker.
Yes, indeed. Well, we
Super
consider you
cool.
Spotlight family. Anytime we
Yeah.
can help you or post stuff for you, or anytime you want to come back, let us know.
I appreciate
Make sure you
that.
guys
Thank you.
take the time to get your credit right. Come see this young lady. Get you a home.
Yes.
Please stop renting and get into ownership. Then you can leverage the home.
I'm sending some folks to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we love it.
We love it.
Let's
Black
give it
Girl
up one more
Magic. Give it
time for some of this
up.
Black Girl Magic in the
Leisel
building.
Taylor!
Yeah, man.
All right.
Love it,
We're
love it,
not
love
done.
it, love it.
We've got Sharice Jones waiting out in LA for us. So when we come back after this next commercial break, we will wrap things up with another amazing black woman, Sharice Jones.
Yeah, Black Girl Magic. We'll be right back. Spotlight over the city, baby.